All right. Hello, everybody, and thank you all very much for showing some interest in Colgan Theater, as you should, because this program is amazing. I am Lanny Warkentien. I am the director of theater.
I am Claire Gillespie, and I teach technical productions and directing at Colgan High School.
So we are going to talk to you guys for just a few minutes, and we'll try and get through this as quickly as possible. Some of the general information and frequently asked questions that we get about the theater program. And if you have any questions that we don't answer, please find our emails and send us an email, and we will be glad to answer your questions. So the first thing you guys probably are wondering is, how do I get into this program? The Colgan Theater program is audition-based. It is the hardest CFPA program to get into, but once you're in, we take really good care of you and we make sure that you're very successful. But our acceptance rate is about 20%. So we usually only take, it depends on the auditions and such, but we usually only take between 20 and 25 students a year because we have to balance everything with all the rest of the classes. So how are you going to audition? The first thing you're going to do is you are going to select two contrasting monologues. Ideally, they are contemporary. And so you'll do a comedic contemporary monologue. You will do a dramatic contemporary monologue. If you are a brave soul and you want to do a classical piece like a Shakespeare and a contemporary piece, you are welcome to do that. Don't do two classical pieces though, because that kind of narrows your ability to show your range. And that's what you want to do more than anything else. You want to show us everything you've got, and you get 2 minutes to do it. Each monologue should be about a minute in length. Can it be shorter? Yes. Can it be a little bit longer? Yes. Please do not recite War and Peace for us. That's a little bit too much. And I will hit stop. Again, you want to show contrast. No accents. Do not perform with an accent. Young performers, frequently when you're doing one, you spend so much time making sure that you're getting that right, you forget about the important stuff, which is creating a character. And I want to see you create a character. Do not use costumes or props. Ideally, you're going to dress neutral. So you're going to wear a black t-shirt and black pants or leggings, something where, so if you're wearing all black and you're up against a white or cream background, you really stand out. So no costumes or props. You can use a chair. Obviously, you want to sit. Make sure you don't spend the whole monologue sitting, right? Because we want to see how you act physically as well as how you act vocally and emotionally. The material needs to be appropriate for your age. None of you auditioning for this program, I hope, are grandmothers or great-grandmothers. So please do not come in doing some big monologue from August Osage County where you talk about how your granddaughter's a horrible person, because it's going to be harder for you to really connect and get a solid audition out of that. You, as a word of advice, make sure that the monologue you pick is yours. It speaks to you and it tells us maybe a little bit about yourself, and make sure that it's not something that's done often. None of you should use monologues by D.M. Larson or Kelly Powell. There is a monologue, and if you've done theater a lot, you know this monologue exists. It's called I Ate the Divorce Papers. There was one year where I heard that one monologue 6 times in an hour. You blend. Make yourself stand out. Your monologues must come from published plays. Okay, so we're all stuck at home. Where are you going to find published plays? What you're going to do is you are going to go and you're going to find the publishing websites, Play Scripts, Dramatists, Dramatic Publishing, Concord Theatricals. And you're going to type them in. And then you're going to go to their advanced search and you're going to say, oh, I want to do a show about this. And you're going to type in all of your requirements. And then it'll give you a list. And then you can go through and you can read summaries. And when you've read a summary of a play that you really think sounds interesting, there's usually a sample of that play that you can read. And so you can read through it and see if it is something that you really like. And then you can try and find a monologue from that. The other thing you can do is Play Scripts has a series of monologue books, and they are monologue books of monologues from plays. You don't want to get one of those monologue books that's like 101 1-minute monologues for teens, because those monologues are not from plays. They are written specifically to be performed as they are, and they're not going to give you, as an actor, the guts that you want to create a good character. And again, if you have any questions, send me an email. Hey, Warkentien, what were those resources that you were talking about again? I will gladly send you everything I've got. Amazon is amazing. It's even better if you just rent it from the library. Now, a specific change for you guys this year, as we are doing virtual auditions, is how you are going to be shot. At the beginning of your monologue, I would love for you all to slate yourself in this frame, this sort of close-up thing that I've got going on right now, that Miss Gillespie has going on right now. Being close to the camera, I want you to tell us your name, the name of your 2 monologues, and who wrote them. That's how you're going to start. And then you're going to stand back from your camera so that I can see you from the top of your head to the bottom of your feet. And you're going to have some space on both sides so that you can move around if you need to. And you're going to perform your monologue in one take. Do not edit your monologues together. Don't do zooms. Don't add special effects. It should just be your body in a space where you can perform your monologue. You can do it anywhere you want. If you have space in your living room, you can do that. I don't have space in my living room to do that, so I would probably go into my driveway or maybe down the street to a park, record it on my phone, and then I will upload it to the Dropbox, and that's your audition. All right? It's pretty simple. The number one rule is find something that shows us how awesome you are and how lucky we will be to have you join our program. Speaking of our program, here are some specifics about it.
All right. So for our program, you have to take a series of classes that are absolutely required. Those include Theater 1, Advanced Performance, Theater 3, Directing, and then a series of electives. Some of those electives can be musical theater, which is the only opportunity for theater majors, concentrations, to take a class with Miss Howes, our dance teacher, without actually having to take dance, film studies, and then tech theater productions, which I also happen to teach. And in addition to that, you have to audition for performances, and Mr. Warkentien is going to talk a little bit more about that.
Right. So program requirements outside of the classes. The main requirement is that you have to do shows at Colgan. You are coming to Colgan to be a theater student, which means you should want to do theater at Colgan. Now, I want you, Gillespie wants you, to do other things outside of theater. We want you to play basketball. We want you to play field hockey. We want you to do shows, at the local community theater that you've been doing shows with for the past, since you were 4. We want that. But we want you to make this program your priority. We want you to audition for us.
And we have a lot of different opportunities for you to be able to do that. We have between 5 and 7 main stage shows a year, which includes 1 musical. So this is taking place in all different seasons. So if you play basketball, you can go ahead and play basketball, but you can also audition for different shows later in the spring or earlier in the fall so that it doesn't interfere with basketball season. And in addition to that, we have about 31 acts every year. That is your exit ticket, your exit project from the program. Is the last class you take is directing. And a part of that class requirements is that you direct your own 1 act. Those 1 acts you can also audition for and be cast in your entire 4 years at Colgan. So that also adds 30 more shows a year onto the already 5 to 7 main stages that we do. So there are plenty of opportunities multiple times in the year for you to be able to be an integral member of this program without having to interfere with Key Club, sports, other performances you're doing outside, but your primary focus should be our shows at our school. That's why you want to come to us.
Right. And we are very cognizant of the fact that you guys are students. You guys are teenagers. You have a life. And on top of that, you got like crazy math teachers who want you to like divide and subtract on the weekends. And so we keep our rehearsals very short. In my opinion, we usually only rehearse maybe 4 to 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. And we only rehearse until 4:30. When we do tech week, this is not the place where you're going to be stuck at school until 11 o'clock at night. You're out of here at 6 o'clock. If we're doing a musical, which has a lot of moving parts, maybe 6:30, 7. But outside of shows, you're not going to have a lot of late nights here at Colgan Theater because we want you guys to have time to be a student. We want you guys to have time to get a job, go to Dunkin' Donuts and sell me donuts and coffee and you will be my favorite student ever. But you want to make sure that you have all of that other stuff. And so when I say too that I want you to make us a priority, it's really not, you have to audition for everything. It is, there are auditions coming up. You have a conflict. So you just say to me, Mr. Warkentien, I cannot audition for this next show because I'm doing this, but I am going to audition for the shows that come after it. Because you can literally be in rehearsal at Colgan from before school starts until the end of the year, every single day of the week, depending on casting and depending on the shows. We can keep you very, very busy. Now, you don't have to just be on stage to get your performance requirements. And the performance requirements, again, 1 main stage show a year or 2 one-acts that happen on different weekends, because we usually do about 6 weekends of one-acts. So those are the performance requirements.
You can also get that performance requirement by being one of our main tech roles. So a stage manager, an assistant stage manager, a head of a different department, essentially a tech role where you're not just on run crew, you're not only called during tech week, something that you are a member of the process throughout the entire process. That is comparable to like the backstage equivalent of being out in front of the curtain. And that can be in either the one act capacity, specifically with the stage management, or in the main stage capacity where we do a host of different student lead opportunities for you. So that if you're coming into Colgan and you're like, hey, acting is really great, but I really love lighting and I'd really like to do lighting design. Tech productions, we build all of the shows throughout the year, but you don't even have to be enrolled in tech in order to be a tech person. You just get a lot of hands-on training with the actual design aspect in our course, but you're able to work with me. I handle most of the tech positions for the main stages, and I'll be able to get you going wherever your passion is.
Yep. And if you're not sure what it is, try something. You may never know. Sewing may be the most amazing thing you've ever done in your life, but you've never picked up a needle. Give it a shot. See what happens. High school is finding those places where you can grow into something new or just fail miserably and it doesn't really affect anything too much. I might cry, but you'll be fine. Now, some other requirements for the program. So you have to take the classes every year. You have to do 1 show or 2 one-acts a year. You have to attend other performances. You are required at Colgan to attend, and all of this is in the information packet, but we're just kind of reiterating it right now. But you must attend 4 performances a year. 2 of them must be theater shows. 2 of them must be from another concentration. So going to see a choir concert, going to see a dance concert, a band performance, something along those lines. If you're in theater and you take a choir class, does performing in the choir concert count as seeing it? No. I want you in the audience. I want you watching and enjoying and seeing what life is like from that side of the proscenium. So you're going to do 4 of those a year. You have to see 1 professional show a year. Now, here's where Colgan makes that really easy. Every year, we try and take a field trip to Arena Stage or Signature Theater to see a professional show here in the DC area, because DC Theater is probably the 2nd greatest theater city in the country. We also take field trips to New York every year. They are not required. They are additional, something fun to do. And when we do our New York trips, we'll usually see 3 shows in a weekend. It's very busy and completely insane and a lot of fun. The other thing you have to do is you are required as a CFPA theater student to audition your sophomore year for the summer residential governor school. This is what we consider to be a high stakes audition. You're going to audition for people that aren't us. If you are and the way that audition works, just very briefly, you audition at the county level, then the county passes certain people on to the state, and then you audition at the state level, and then the state takes usually 50 students a summer. We have had summers where of those 50, 10% of them were Colgan students all at the same time. So we're getting you ready for that. And what's really nice is that audition is actually built into your sophomore theater class, advanced performance theater. If you are not accepted into the summer program, you are required to re-audition your junior year. You are not required to go to governor school, but I tell you, if you don't, you're crazy, because it's the most amazing thing in the world. You get to spend 4 weeks with a bunch of other crazy theater people doing crazy theater things and learning so much about your craft. And everyone who has gone thinks it's the greatest experience of their life. So that exists. But if if you have to go visit your grandmother in Maine, that's okay too. Then the final major requirement is your exit project, your senior directing project.
So your senior directing project is the culmination of your time at Colgan High School is your one act. You take directing with either myself or Mr. Warkentien. It's directing for stage and for screen, so we do a little bit with both, but then you choose your own one act, you submit it, we talk you through the entire process, you do casting, then you run your own rehearsals, you put on your performance, and you sit next to us like the directors do out in the show, and you watch your show go. There is no better way to test your craft and to test whether this is really something you want to do for the rest of your life, and also to just revel in everything that you have put into this program and how far you've come since you were a freshman and you were auditioning for the one act that you are then producing yourself. So that is a necessary component of the program. You have to direct your one act. Our students this year are going to do a combo platter between either Zoom and hopefully live. So look for those coming out, and you can come and watch us perform our senior one acts that hopefully in 4 years, you'll be the one who is up there directing.
Yep. And then the last thing too is other opportunities that exist at Colgan. You can work tech on a choir concert. They love people who come and run the light board or the soundboard. And also we are a member of the International Thespian Society. Ms. Gillespie
Yes.
is in charge of that.
Yeah, so I'm the sponsor of the International Thespian Society, where we attend festivals, win scholarships, and essentially you get rewarded for the work that you have to put in for the program anyway, because in order to be inducted into ITS, you have to have a certain amount of time doing theater stuff. In order to be in this program, you have to do theater stuff. So it just works hand in hand together, and you're able to get a lot of scholarship opportunities, a lot of exposure to other people, doing exactly what you want to do, crazy theater people meeting crazy theater people, and just having a lot of fun and learning a lot about our crafts.
And so just to wrap things up on my end, this is an intense program. We keep you busy. This is a college prep program. We are going to get you ready to audition for colleges from the minute you walk into Colgan until the day that you leave us on graduation. And we've got a really great success rate. We've gotten students into NYU, into Columbia College in Chicago. Those are the only two that are coming to my mind right now, but I swear people go to other schools as well, even local schools, JMU, Shenandoah, Mary Washington. So students go on to be successful. It's not that you're required to plan on doing theater for the rest of your life. It can certainly just be a hobby for the rest of your life, or something that you go and see a lot for the rest of your life. But if this is what you're going to do, we are going to help you get there. So it's a lot of work, but it's a heck of a lot of fun. Ms. Gillespie, anything else to add?
Just in my closing comments, I want to say that if you are interested, you're like, yeah, I like acting, but I really, really enjoy tech also. I just want to also encourage you to audition for this program because we absolutely have a place for you. Our tech program is growing, and there is no better place to get hands-on experience in any different area than at Colgan. We'll get you there. We'll do the training. And this past year, we sent quite a few of our students off with scholarships, some of them full ride scholarships to do tech programs at different universities up and down the East Coast. So whether it's acting or whether it's tech, we'll get you where you need to go.
Yep. Any questions? Send us an email.
Thank you. We'll see you soon.
Thank you guys. Bye.